Hey, my name is Phil from legitmarketingreviews.com. In today's video, we're going to be looking at a no-code automation platform called Albato. Now, in this Albato review, I want to show you exactly what Albato is, how it actually works, and by the end of this video, you should know if it's right for you. Now, just before we get started, if you do decide to get started with Albato, they are currently having a lifetime deal that you definitely don't want to miss. So if you want to go ahead and check that out, I've linked to that in the description. Okay, so first of all, what is Albato? It is a no-code automation platform, which basically means if you collect data in one application and then you want to action something on another application using that data, Albato can actually connect these two platforms together and submit that request. Now, this is perfect because a lot of the times two different platforms don't natively talk to each other, so you can then expand what your company actually does and automate so many different types of processes. They even have a App Integrator, which basically means if there is something that is not listed on Albato, you can create the automation and app yourself, so then it can go and trigger those events. So it's a pretty amazing tool. It's actually the perfect Zapier alternative or Pabbly alternative or Integromat alternative. There are so many different options. So what I'm going to do right now is jump behind the screen and show you Albato. Okay, so first of all, let's start here at the Albato website. What I want to do first is just explain quickly what Albato does. If you've never seen a platform like this before, I also want to go through the different pricing plans just so you know exactly what you're in for, as well as the lifetime deal, which definitely should not be missed. And then finally, I'll go behind the screen and show you the back end of the platform. So first of all, you'll probably notice that it has over 60,000 users already. As far as I'm aware, this is the first time I've heard of this platform, so they can't be that old, but to tell you the truth, I'm very impressed with what I've seen. They've also got the Product Hunt #1 product of the day badge, so they must have had a lot of developers especially excited about this platform, so that's good to see. And there's already 400 native apps added into the platform. So just to give you an idea of how it works, let's just say you are running a Facebook campaign, right? A lead ad campaign where you're collecting leads from people on the internet when they see your ad. And let's just say you wanted to list them inside of, I don't know, Google Sheets, right? So if you did this inside of Facebook, you will probably notice there's nowhere to actually send the leads as soon as you get them. But what you can do here is go find the Google Sheets integration. You can go ahead and create a new sheet, and then inside that new sheet, you can add a new row every time you get a new contact, and it's going to list all of the questions, the answers, their contact information, and everything like that that you have in your ad inside of Google Sheets. And once you connect these two and start to run it, it's going to run on autopilot all the time for you. So this is just one example, and you can actually go multiple layers deep. So let's just say you had the Facebook ad campaign, you sent it to Google Sheets, you then wanted it to send to an autoresponder, then you want to add it to your CRM platform, whatever it might be, you can add multiple steps. So it's a really, really powerful tool. Now, if you wanted to see some different use cases of the platform as well, you can just keep coming down to the bottom of this first screen. Here is a few listed use cases. As you can see, we have the Facebook lead ad to Google Sheet integration, which I basically just ran through. You've also got other Slack things, Pipedrive CRMs. If you click show more, it's also going to take you to this page and show you some more as well. WhatsApp chatbots, things like that. So there's plenty inside of it. Once again, there's over 400 app integrations. Feel free to come in here and have a look around. But let's go on to pricing, because this right now is mind-blowing versus a lot of other competitors out there. This is by far the cheapest, if not the most powerful. So let me just show you how it works. We've got here 6 different plans, right? We've got free, so you can get started for free if you wish. We've got basic, standard, premium, business, and custom. So let's break down exactly what each plan means. So first of all, we have here the automation update time. This is basically the time between every time it checks for new data. So on the free plan, it's going to wait 15 minutes, and every 15 minutes, it's going to run to check for new data to run that automation. Now keep in mind, automation update times only a really big factor if you, for example, had a opt-in page and that was then connecting to an email marketing platform that you wanted to instantly send out an email. This person may have to wait up to 15 minutes max. It's not guaranteed going to take 15 minutes. It could be halfway through the checking, but that's just basically what it means. If you need it to be done instantly, then the higher tier plans may be right for you. Next is active automations. This is how many different types of automation campaigns you can run. So on free, you're only allowed 5, basic is 20, and then you can have infinity after that. Now, same thing here, steps per automation. If you just wanted to connect one platform to the next and only do one task, on the free, you can only have 2 steps. On the rest, you can have unlimited, which is really, really impressive. Next, we have operations. So this is the total amount of runs that you can use per month. So it counts up all of your different automations, how many times they've collected info, and this is going to be your total number. So you can see they're very, very, very generous inside of here compared to other competitors, which I'll talk about on another video. Now, apart from that, there's not too much different. If you come down a little bit further, there are a few things that are slightly different though. We have here webhook partners. On the free plan, you can't use webhooks. So that's pretty standard with all of these types of platforms. If you keep coming down a little bit further as well, another one that actually is something you might be interested in is the Apps Integrator. So if there is an app on top of this platform that isn't listed, maybe you want to add it in yourself, this gives you the ability to do it. Now, this is the only platform that I have seen where you can actually create your own apps. So depending on what you do, you may even be a developer. This might be a really good solution for you because you can create custom apps for yourself and run them inside of here. So to get that, you're going to need to be on the standard plan, 36 a month, but it's really powerful standard plan considering you get 45,000 tasks. And then apart from that, the only other difference that I think is really important is the error notification webhook. So this is quite a premium feature. I haven't seen this either. So this basically means if your automations are running and the data is incorrect or it gets an error, you will get a response saying, hey, you'll get a notification saying, hey, this is not working properly. So you can only get that on the business plan. And then finally, the automation log storage duration. So this is not a big deal. Usually if something's not working, you'll find out pretty quickly. So that's pretty cool. Some other questions down here too. So keep an eye on these numbers. Sorry, it took a little bit of time to explain them, but it's good that you now know. Here is the lifetime deal that is currently being run. Now, if I scroll down to what you actually get, okay, so we have here 3 different tiers, the basic, pro, and premium. So if you buy one code here, you can have the option. You're going to be on the basic plan, which is the 12 a month. If you go on the second plan, which is $139, you're on the pro plan. So it's actually skipped standard and sort of come somewhere in between standard and premium. And what that means is you're going to get the 1-minute intervals, but you're just going to get the 45,000 operations per month. So that's pretty cool considering you get all of this at the same time. You also get the custom webhooks and everything like that, as well as the App Integrator. And then finally, we have the last one, which is going to be the premium plan, which is this one here, 150,000 per month, which is exactly what's listed inside of the website. So if you want to future-proof yourself, you can definitely come in here, get the tier 3 license, and it's going to save you so much time over the years. If you are someone that uses Zapier, I know people paying up to $100 a month to use that platform. You could essentially replace all of your Zapier with this tier right here and only pay for 3 months. So it's something cool to think about. Once again, 60-day money-back guarantee if you want to check it out. So what I'm going to do right now is go ahead and log into Albato. Okay, so this is my dashboard, as you can see at the top here. Now, it is quite a sleek sort of dashboard. There's not really too much to it. They really utilize the blank space, which I do like. It's quite a modern look to it. And the good thing about it is it's simple and straight to the point. Let me just give you a quick tour so you know where everything is, and then I'll show you how it works. So on the left here, we've got 3 different filters you can choose from, right? We have what's called groups. And what this basically means is it's a place where you can create essentially folders to host all your different automations. So I have here Intact Media, which is my media company. If I was creating automations for that particular company, I would then put them inside of here just to keep everything nice and neat, especially if I wanted to find specific types of automations. You can also choose the different types of automations based on their status. So if it's a data migration one, which we'll go through soon, you can click on that and it's going to filter it, and so forth with these other types of statuses. And then finally, there is the search filter. Now at the top, we've got automations, which is going to be this page here. We've also got the apps, which is going to list the apps. Then you have history, it's going to show all the different logs. You've got help, billing, and then of course your account. Now, if you are on the Pro or Premium plan, you can also come and click on the down arrow, and inside here is going to be your Apps Integrator, which we'll go through in just a bit. It's a little bit techy, it's not quite as simple as this platform, but I'll show you what I mean in a second. If you are a developer or if you know a little bit about coding, that might be a good option for you. So let's go ahead and build a new automation. So click on New. It's going to have this little nice clean user interface right here. And what we can do is go ahead first of all and name our automation. I'm just going to choose this as a Facebook lead ad, right? Just because it might be the easiest without trying to give away too much of my personal data. And it says here, select an app which sends the data. So this is basically where are you going to get your data from? So you can click select an app. Easiest way is to go ahead and type in the app itself. So Facebook, okay? Click on that and it's going to say at what event. So this is saying what sort of things are sent from Facebook. So let's just say lead ad, okay? And now it's making the connection. Now, if you haven't made a connection, it will sign in once you choose it here, or you can add a new connection. So if you had multiple Facebook accounts or business accounts, you could name them here and choose whichever one you have. Next, it's got here different types of pages. So I'm just going to pause the video and choose one. Right, so there is my Intact Media one that I was talking about. I just didn't want to show you all of my personal pages that I run. And then finally, you can choose all your different forms inside of here. I've just got one form, which is the free business consultation. So now that that has all been filled, I'm going to go ahead, click on select. And now we have this operation mode, this automation operation mode. This is in beta right now, so what I can take from this, it says specify the data period to send. So real time means as soon as you start this automation, it's going to go from now. Or we have the data migration option, which basically means you can actually collect all the data you've taken in the past and add it as well. So if you're starting a brand new campaign, you usually just want to use real time and collect new data. If you were trying to migrate from a different platform perhaps, then you can choose the data migration option. So I'm just going to leave real time because that is what I will use. So click on save. A few seconds later, we have got the first part of the equation done. So Facebook lead ad, let's just say someone sees my lead ad, they go ahead, they fill out their information, and we've collected it inside of this platform. So the next step is deciding where we want to send it to. So what I'm going to do for this example, as we talked about Google Sheets already, I'm going to type in Google Sheets, found it right here, click on that button, and it's going to say, what do you want to do? I want to create or update a row, and this is going to start a new row for this lead that I've just collected. Now it says set up a connection. I've already gone ahead and connected my Google Sheets just to save a bit of time. All it's going to do if you add a new connection is redirect you to Google, and it's going to ask you to log in and give permission. Next is the additional parameters. So this is specific to each platform. As this is Google Sheets, it's going to be talking about the spreadsheets. So what you can do is go ahead and select an existing spreadsheet that you have in your Google Sheets account, or you can go ahead and create a new one if you want to, and then you can choose the sheet inside of that spreadsheet. So what I'll do is pause the video real quick and choose a spreadsheet and a sheet inside that spreadsheet. So I've just chosen this one called contacts list. Sorry, I couldn't show you all of them, but it is connected to my personal account. And then inside here, this is the sheet that's connected. What I'll actually do is show you what it looks like if you want to create a new sheet or a new spreadsheet. You just come down, click on add, and it's going to say, what do you want to call this sheet? I'm going to call this the YT test, okay? Just so we can distinguish it, click on save. And now every time I get a lead, it's going to add it to this YT test sheet. So I'm going to click on select like so. And what it's going to ask for now is for you to assign the different information to different columns inside of the Google Sheet. So remember, it's not a new row. These are the columns that go across the sheet. So column A, let's just say I want to have Facebook and I want to collect the full name of the person. The next column, I want to go to Facebook once again as it's my lead source. And let's just say I wanted to add their email. And then on the third column, let's just say I wanted to have the creation date and time. Now, every time you add in different fields to your lead ad, it's going to automatically add into this section here. So you can choose all the different bits and pieces that you want, and that will all be added. So that's cool. That's all I really need for this particular sheet. So I'm going to scroll down to the bottom. You can see you can add in tons of different types of options. So click on save. And we have one final step. As it's Google Sheets, it's asking us what we want to do once there is duplicates. So we have a few options here. Do not check for duplicates. Always create a new record. Do not create a record if a duplicate is found. Update an existing record if a duplicate is found. Otherwise, create a record, or update record if a duplicate is found. So there's plenty of options in here. I'm just going to say always create a record, and it's going to have a timestamp for me anyway. So I'm going to click on save. Okay. A few seconds later, we have got our automation completed. So let's just say I want to add this to a group as well. I'm going to choose my group at the top. So now it is listed inside of here. So what we can do is go ahead and test it. So I'm going to click on test. It's saying, please wait. This test may take some time. It's usually about 10 seconds I've found for it to go ahead and process it. Depending on how long your automation is, depends on how long it's going to take. So let's go have a look. Testing completed successfully. Check the receiving app for the test data and start the automation. So every time you do this, I would highly recommend going to the automation log. And inside here, it's going to give you some ideas of everything that's been collected and sent. So if you click on it, it's showing you here all the Facebook information that it's taken. Of course, it's full of test dummy sort of data. So if you were collecting company name, this is what's going to show up. If you're collecting phone number, that's what will show up. And for full name, this is what it's going to show up. But normally it would be the person's name if you're choosing names, phone number, company, etc. So then if we come to Google Sheets, click on the new row inserted. It says here row 1, column A. It's got once again the full name that we wanted. Row B is going to be the email, and row C is the date which we added. Now I've actually got this sheet open, and to show you what it looks like, I'm going to show you right here. So I added the new YT test sheet. If I click on that, we have here exactly what it said it was going to send. We've also got the email, and we have the date. So it's worked perfectly. You could go ahead and add headers as well. It's always going to create a new row below the last one. So that's nice and easy, and you've now got an automation. So I'm happy with that. I'm going to come back to automations, and what I'm going to do right now is actually come back to automation setting, and I'm going to add in one more step. So I'm going to click on plus, I'm going to choose action, and then I'm going to select an app. Now for this example, I'm going to be using one of my email marketing platforms called InCharge. So click on InCharge. It's going to say here, what do you want to do inside of InCharge? I want to create a person. Okay, it's going to say set up a connection. Once again, I've already set it up. All it does is redirect you to the platform, ask for permission once again, and then it allows you to go there. So I'm going to click select. It's now going to ask me how I want to connect these platforms, right? So email, all you need to do, once again, come to your initial source of info, scroll down to email and add that in. And we have here first name, last name, full name. I'm just going to choose full name and scroll down to full name and then click save. So now this entire process is being automated. So it collects the info, it creates a row in Google Sheets, but it also creates a contact inside of InCharge. So this is what you can expect with a basic automation and integration inside of Albato. However, there is also some very advanced features that are going to help you even automate your business further, add in conditional sort of options and triggers, and multiple other things as well. So let's get into that. So if you click on any of the pluses, you'll notice there is action, which adds in the different steps, but there is also tool. Now, if you click on tool, it's going to bring up this selection of different options we can use. And I'm just going to go through a few because there are so many different use cases for all of these different options. So let me just walk you through some basic ones. So up first, we have here phone number formatting. Let's just say that you collected a phone number, but for some reason, maybe it includes the country code or maybe it doesn't. Depending on where you want to send that phone number, maybe you need to change it. So let's just say original, I'm going to choose a piece of data from Facebook. And then down below, we have the phone number mask. So what you want to do is go ahead, select the format in which the phone number is received. And then you can go ahead and replace numbers with either digits and pluses, depending on what you're trying to achieve down below. Now, I haven't played with this enough, so I don't want to give you the wrong example, but this is what you can do to change it. It's really interesting, and I don't believe I've seen this before, so you can get the exact data that you're looking for, and then it's going to add the step inside here. So that's a really cool step. So let's go to the next one. A very good use case, once again, is going to be math operation. So as the name sounds, math operation allows you to do a mathematical operation. So let's just say A classic example would be if you had an online store, maybe you were charging USD, but your home country was in NZD and you wanted to get the right reporting. What you could do is set up a currency conversion using a math equation, and then what's going to spit out at the other end is the conversion in your currency that you're looking for. So this is just one classic example. You can do whatever type of math equation you want, right? I haven't got any data here to show you an example, but once again, this is how you can play around with it. It's a really cool tool if you do need to have something like this. Now, next we'll also go to one called the automation delay. As the name sounds, it is a automation delay. And the reason you would choose this, there's a few actual scenarios. So a classic one would be if you were having some type of automation where people booked in like a time slot or something like that, and you wanted to send out a personalized SMS or email or anything like that, you can go ahead and set up a delay for say 5 minutes, and then it's going to run that automation after 5 minutes. So this is cool because you can sort of make it more human as well. Having that bit of delay makes it not as instantaneous and gives people like a human sort of effect, I guess you could say. But it's really cool just having this. It's a really nice little feature. So moving forward, we have now the round robin. And the simplest way I can explain a round robin is sort of like a rotator. So if, for example, you were collecting leads in a business, and let's just say you had 5 salespeople in your team, what you can do is select 5 different lists to add people inside of it, and then every time a lead comes in, it's going to send one to each individual one, and then it's going to keep circling around. So this is a good way to distribute your leads or your data that you're collecting evenly if you have a big team, anything like that. So it's a nice little feature that they've added. So you can play around with that if you wish. We also have next of all the router, and I probably believe the router is going to be one of the most common ones. If you've heard of things like IFTTT before, it's if that then this. It's the same sort of thing. They use it a lot in email marketing as well. So if your lead value, or sorry, if your data value equals something, then you can make a conditional operation based off that. And if it's not, then you can change it. So there's plenty of different ways that you can have it. And a classic example would be, is lead interested in marketing? If it equals yes, then you can send them to your marketing salesperson, or if they're interested in services, so forth. So there's a million different ways that you could use this tool. It's probably going to be one of the most used tools, I believe, in Albato. Reason being is it's just so unique and conditional. You can really segment where your data is going. Now, finally, the last one I'm going to show you is actually going to be the schedule. So if you come down the bottom, we have here start schedule. And if you come inside here, we've got a few different options. Now, you probably understand what the schedule will do, but let me explain to you why it's so powerful. So first of all, we have request frequency. So if you're on one of the higher plans like myself, I'm on the 1 minute. But there's a good chance if you're running a bunch of automations, you're going to start burning through your different credits. So a lot of the times you don't need these automations to fire all of the time as fast as possible. Of course, for things like lead generation, of course, for other types of data where it's urgent that you get it instantly, like sales and products and things like that, then you might need a minute. But if it's just regular data, you can slow it right down to say 30 minutes or even an hour, or even if you're just trying to collect your daily information that you've been gathering, you could just do it every 24 hours. And then it's only going to run once a day, but it's still going to get the same amount of information, and then it's going to distribute it where you want it to go. So this is pretty cool. And a lot of other ones as well. If your business isn't running during the day, maybe you don't need to collect information during the day. So why not start from say 9, finish at 5, and you're also going to save on a few credits as well. So now that has all been connected, once again, go ahead and test it, make sure everything's working, there are no errors, and then finally click start, and then you can forget about it. It's just going to run for you in the background. So that's how powerful this tool is. And if you are on the basic or above plan, you also get the option for unlimited steps per automation. So you could add as many different types of actions that you want on as many different platforms down below, and it can literally save you so much manual time and effort. Now, the last thing that I want to show you in this Albato review, once again, if you want to see all your connected apps, they're in here, all of your activity log is here, and so forth, but it's the Apps Integrator. So I'll quickly go here, And the reason I'm so excited about this is I haven't seen any other platform offer this yet. So this is for me a first, and I think it's really cool. So basically what this means, if there's an app that you want to use that's not listed in Albato, I think you can request for apps to be integrated as well. But if you want to add something for yourself, let's just say you're a developer or you're in a rush, you can go ahead and follow this YouTube video, and it's going to walk you through step by step how to add in the different applications to the platform. Now I did have a quick watch, and it does go a little bit techie, so if you're not very techie and you don't want to waste too much time, I'd probably just request. But if you want to give it a go, it's a really good piece of knowledge to know and understand, I guess. And there is also some different information in their wiki down below if you want to know exactly what it all is. But apart from that, that is Albato. I'm very impressed with this platform, and their lifetime deal, once again, is ridiculous. I've never seen a lifetime deal with this generous amount of operations, especially considering the price. So I'd definitely jump on it while you have the chance. So what I'm going to do right now is quickly jump behind the screen. I just want to talk about a few extra things. Okay, so that is Albato. As you can see, it is a very easy platform to use. The user experience is very minimal, which is great. A lot of platforms like to overwhelm you, and it is also step by step, so you can't really go wrong. Now, once again, they are currently on their lifetime deal launch, so if you want to save yourself a ton of money, make sure you jump on that while you can. I know there are going to be a lot of people watching this video in the future wishing that they took action, so go ahead. Once again, link to that is down in the description. But that's it from me, guys. I hope you enjoyed this Albato review. If you did, make sure you smash that thumbs up button. If you haven't yet, hit subscribe. I've got tons of great launches coming out really soon, as well as great review videos. That's it from me. I'll see you on the next video.